Hi, everybody. Paul Caldwell. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, this is our Monday chairman's call. I like to do this every Monday just to give everybody some perspective on the business, keep you up to date on the things that are going on, and an update basically every week. Just give you an update every week. I think that it's important for everyone to understand that one of the things I'm getting from some of the feedback that's coming, and I'd like to just share with everybody here is that, I see now the social media. Um, I see the social media is live now. Let me take a look here. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, okay, got it. So we're looking good. Thanks for your patience. Had a little technical difficulty. Zoom was down much of the morning today, so we're kind of getting caught up on some things. But what I was saying is, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Paul Caldwell. I'm the chairman of Organo. I like to do this, or I do this call every week, and I like it because it's important for everyone to understand that where the company is, where the company's going, things that are going on around the world in the business that are things that are happening. And I originally started doing this every week, just prior to COVID. But I think with COVID, it became an additional thing, not just to talk about, but to use this as a platform to help everybody understand the importance of what a company like Organo in 36 countries around the world can do to make a difference during a time like that and like this. And we talked a lot originally. I would talk a lot about public and private partnerships, Organo with the public entities and the communities that we serve around the world. And that went well. By the way, thank you very much for the translators. This is being simultaneously translated into several languages, and those people call into different lines or log into different lines with this integration we have with Zoom, and it's working out really well. I believe last week or the week before, maybe. I think the week before was the first time, and I didn't do too well because I spoke too fast, and the translators couldn't keep up. So last week I was told I did much better. I worked on my pacing, and so I hope that made a difference. In today, the same kind of thing. I'll keep a similar pace, but I really appreciate being able to simultaneously translate. It lets the conversation flow more fluidly, and I think it also means we can get more ground covered on every single call, where I don't have to talk and then wait and someone else say the same thing. It takes twice as long to get one of these done. So it can be more efficient this way. That said, so let's dig in. So where are we at with COVID and the company's continuous operations through when its continuity plan is activated, as it is now around the world? Hey, look, a lot of markets are looking up. Some markets are not. We have some markets where the local governments went back into, shutdown mode. Others where it's become more and more open. But we are prepared and continue to operate no matter what level of shutdown to continue to deliver Organo's products and services to our valued customers in those communities, and to serve those communities in useful, meaningful ways, whether it's masks and donating masks, whether it's other personal protective equipment beyond masks, or whether it's equipment, or maybe it's just loaning facilities or resources so a community, a city, a town, an area in a country can store respirators or whatever, just to help out. however we can help out. And the one thing that's really great, what I'm so uh, proud of all of you for, is your response to that and how you took up the charge in your communities around the world, whether you're in, I know we have people here from Africa, Asia, Thailand, Malaysia. I see we have people on here from Latin America, Mexico, Bolivia. I see that we have people on here from North America, and just all over the world. And it's because of all of you that the Organo experience is what it is anyway. And I'm happy, and it's an honor and a pleasure to support you as you go forward and you grow your businesses, grow your individual businesses around the world, and share that Organo experience and sell those products and services to others so they can have that experience. I really, I'm really happy to see the level of continuous growth, you know, through this pandemic. And it's great because instead of seeing something meteoric, an episodic response and then a crash, which is kind of like a bottle rocket response to a situation or to a crisis, we're not seeing that at all. We're seeing consistent, sustained growth across the board. So from the pandemic perspective, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what, our continuity plan at Organo is well intact, number one. Number two, we'll continue to look to find public-private partnerships and to be able to contribute back into the communities that we, as an ecosystem, as an enterprise, serve. And number three, we'll continue to enlist the assistance and ask for the assistance of the Organo ecosystem, the constituents within the ecosystem, the participants, our distribution partners, our customers, and I know we have customers on here that get on and watch this. Thank you very much for your feedback, and thank you very much for investing your time to come here and watch this. I know you vote. Your vote, that check box, that check mark you make when you pay for an Organo product, that's a vote, and you vote with your money. And we very much appreciate your vote, and we're so glad you really value and really enjoy the Organo products and services. And that's one thing that really sticks in my mind all the time, and that's a value. I believe that it's important in business to constantly identify value, add to an existing value, and that way you can deliver a higher value to the world when you're putting your dent in the universe, as they say. But just being able to identify existing values is an important aspect to a business. We do that through key performance indicators, and we do it through our feedback loops, feedback mechanisms, listen a lot. And then we have accountability mechanisms in place at Organo around the world so that the feedback loops actually have accountability mechanisms tied to them, because feedback loops without accountability mechanisms tied to them to make sure things get done based on the feedback loops don't matter very much. So feedback's a great word. Consultants use it a lot. It can really just be consultant speak, unless somebody does something about it. And that's done by creating mechanisms for accountability to actually get things done. So thank you very much for that. Over the next few weeks, you're going to see our new customer services and support program launched. A growing enterprise requires a growing support system. And so there are new customer service, new levels of types of support. I think you're really going to love it. I think you're going to really love it no matter where you are in the world. It impacts all of our regions. So starting October, beginning of October, you'll start to see that actually come full circle live. It's incrementally happening now as we get it ramped up. But October 1st, it'll be in full swing across the board. A lot of you have sent in feedback that you've been receiving your products. even faster than normal. That has a lot to do with enhanced logistics, hard work from Norm Parrott and Mr. Paul Mason, Colin Morgan Jones, and those folks. But Paul Mason runs the global logistics platform at Organo, and he just does a fantastic job keeping all of that straight all around the world. So here's to you, Paul Mason. That's water, by the way. The idea is that a consistent process internally inside the ecosystem to continue to make that Organo experience better and better for everybody across the board. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're busy doing. That's what we've been busy doing, and we'll continue to be busy doing. And you can rest assured that's the case. When we have glitches, and we have glitches, can't have a company in 36 countries without some glitches. We take two levels of action: immediate action and remedial action. Immediate action to make sure that whatever needs to be fixed or the glitch that needs to be handled is done so immediately. And then remedial action, number one, to make sure it doesn't happen again, whatever it might have been. Number two, what did we learn from that, so that maybe actually we can do some things to even enhance the situation or enhance the business process or whatever it is, through going because we went through the situation with a glitch on the technical side, or maybe it's a business process flow issue that needs to be optimized. But we're constantly looking for those things, and so that's why your feedback is really important. It's also why it's really important that we have accountability mechanisms we can attach to those pieces of feedback, so we can actually get some things done that you all can recognize in the marketplace. So anyway, thanks for all your feedback, much appreciated. And when you are noticing things like expedited delivery, like higher quality delivery, we did have some packaging challenges in a couple markets with the way, because of COVID, I think, some of the packaging facilities in the warehouses, they were faster and faster, and maybe they didn't pay attention as much to the quality as we need. And so that was recognized. We fixed it, went back, and now we're getting the feedback from people in those markets that things are normalized once again and improved. So that's awesome. For those of you that are not familiar with the Cognition program, you'll be hearing a lot about that. We're really happy with the way that rolled out. We exceeded our number in our early adopter program that we wanted to have enter there. We did allow the other people in because they really wanted to be in, so they're in. And that early adopter program, those folks are now, they have their logins, they have what they need, and they're underway. And now we're about to go into full-scale, broader launch mode. You'll see the site come live soon. And that program, I'm telling you, that program will take off like crazy, because it's good for anyone that has a brain. It has 3 legs to that program, 3 legs to that cognition stool. The first leg is the products leg. The second leg, we call it CNS 90. The next is educational. We call that CES 90. So people can be educated. And then the third is the technology or the training. We call it CTS 90 for cognitive training system 90. And we have a technology there. It's really awesome. If you haven't tried it out yet, you can just talk with your organizational leadership, and you can get yourself into the Cognition program. And so now you become a user of the Cognition program. That early adopter program is closed out. We just want to do some things with those early adopters as a test group, as a validation group, and also as a feedback group on some other things that we have going on related to that cognition category, cognitive category. And so for those of you in the early adopter program, thank you very much. For those of you not, you can go to cognition.organoglobal.com and you can register for that, learn more about that. But there will be a full launch sequence now, and it will be coming out to the masses. And it is it's definitely a service that and a program that I think millions of people around the world will benefit from. I believe that if we had the adoption rate based on the GDP and the percentage of those that we invited into the early adopter program versus those that actually engaged into the early adopter program, we're talking tens of millions of people coming into the cognition program. So I really look forward to that happening and watching that. I'm super enthusiastic about that. I don't usually use words like that, or excited about that. I don't usually use words like that. And I'm either enthusiastic usually or I'm not. I'm usually never super enthusiastic. But about that program, I'm super enthusiastic. So keep the fire burning there for those of you that are using the platform and waiting for this broader launch. It's coming in days, not weeks, but days. So keep your eyes open and your ears open for that one. Very happy with that. I've had some questions that have come through the customer service that have then ended up in the GRM about our OGX platform, our Phoenix platform at Organo. This is part of the wellness vertical. Cognition is part of the wellness vertical, health and wellness vertical, as are our specialty brewed beverages line at Organo and so forth. Well, about the OGX and all, people were asking about what are the outlets? Because I talked about the other day, I was wearing the OGX hat. Mr. Robert Becerra was nice enough to send me a hat, and so I wore it for a few of these webinars. People were asking about that, and what's the platform? There's an app called X Forever, X number 4 ever, X number 4 ever, EVER. That's the app. And if you go to that app, it's yellow and it's really nice looking. That app has been reconstituted over the last about 2 months now. It's been pretty much brand new in this form. It used to have some challenges. The app wasn't perfect. It hadn't been kept as up to date, maybe as it could have, maybe should have, I don't know. But I will tell you now that that app is working. I'm happy. I have it on my phone. I really enjoy it. I like the way it's structured. I like the way the work flows in that app. It's an enjoyable thing. So I suggest, if you are part of the Phoenix, if you consume the Phoenix products or the OGX line, I would encourage you to download that X number 4 EVER, X Forever app. I think you're really going to enjoy it if you like doing things on your phone. Of course, that app is for the phone, and I hope you do. The next thing is, I've been asked some questions about OG Pay, and then the builds that are coming out. Yep, you're right. The builds are coming out. There's another build here very soon, either this week or early next week, that will come out, and you'll again see some enhanced features and functionality. That, I want to be clear, that does not mean that the features and functionality that exist in the app today are not working. We're not releasing builds because something's just broken. It's not something where you're going to look in the app description and they'll just say, all it'll say is it fixed this, or it fixed that, or it fixed this. That's not the only reason for builds. Right now, we are adding and enhancing existing features and functionality inside that app so that we get to that next build. You'll see the build when you download the OG Pay app. Right now is 3.4. By the way, if you don't have 3.4 on your phone, you should go take the app off your phone, download it again. Remember your username and password and so forth. And remember what phone number you have in the app, but then go ahead and reload to version build 3.4. And you can find that down in the right corner of the app. There's a little gear down in the right corner of the app. You can click it, it'll come up, and there's an about. There's a menu, and one of the menu items is about, ABOUT, about. and it will tell you what builds you have. And if you have anything other than 3.4, I suggest you go get 3.4 because 3.5 is coming very soon. So that will be the next build. And the other thing you'll start to see, you'll begin to experience inside. Already you see some notifications if you do things inside the platform. And by the way, you can purchase your products. You can buy your products for your monthly orders and so forth, right, with OG Pay in the shopping cart. Now you can just click pay with OG Pay. It'll pop up and you can pay with your OG Pay wallet, with the money in your OG Pay wallet. And you can load money onto your OG Pay wallet in a number of ways. And then you can begin to use the platform. So as we constantly are upgrading the platform, as we're constantly making it better and better, and new iterations, just adding features and functionality, it's not because we're finding things, so many things that are broken and we're having to fix it. We used to do that. We did that. I think we're on kind of build 80 something right now. I'm going to put this over here for just a second. I think we're on build 80 or something. Let me take a quick look here. Yeah, 82, build 82. So that's a lot of builds, right? I mean, that's a good amount of build going on there. And anyway, that's the reality. So, and it's a good reality. It's a really good thing. And millions of dollars transacted through the platform consistently. I'm really pleased with your adoption. I'm pleased with how your customers are using the platform. And I'm pleased that you're starting to spread the word a little bit out there and starting to use OG Pay to pay for your Organo products and having your customers do the same thing. There'll be some benefits for that. What if you get in that habit, and imagine that when you start using OG Pay to pay for your products, you could get things like cash back. You could get some other incentives and benefits because of some of the other verticals that are part of the Organo ecosystem. So I think you're really going to love it. I know you'll enjoy it. I know that people are, and that's a very important thing. So thank you very much for all that you do in that platform. I will tell you another thing. My favorite, I guess I probably shouldn't play favorites, but I actually have a favorite. One of our specialty brewed beverage products is called King of Coffee. And I've liked that ever since I've been involved with the company for a couple of years now, going on a couple of years, 22 months now, or 23 months now. I really like the King of Coffee. I will tell you something about the King of Coffee. A lot of other people like it too. So we're actually going to be adding the King of Coffee to some other programs that I think you're gonna like a lot, and I think you'll really enjoy it, because I've seen such an uptick in the acceptance and the surge. It seems like when people drink the King of Coffee, they just fall in love with it. So that's great. How about the black? How about the latte? Hey, those are absolutely awesome. And we all have our preferences, right? And I really do like the black coffee too. And I'll tell you what else I really enjoy in the beverages line. I enjoy the Due pod, the Nespresso pods. So if you haven't tried those and you have an espresso machine at your home or somewhere else, sometimes there are public Nespresso machines in hotel lobbies and things like that. I know we're not doing much of that stuff these days. I know we're not going to the office much these days, but I will tell you, the Organo Nespresso pods, the pods that fit in the Nespresso machine, the Uno, the Due, the Trent, and then there's this creamer that's coming out if it hasn't already. I'll tell you what, this stuff's awesome, and I really like those as well for a cup of espresso. So things are moving. Things are moving right along. We're not on schedule with everything. We're a little bit behind schedule on a few projects, and we're ahead of schedule on other projects. And you've heard of talk of a lot of things over the last 22 months. I will tell you that we don't put anything out unless we're going to deliver. So we will definitely be delivering on anything that you've heard about coming out from us, from the enterprise level inside the ecosystem. So if you've heard someone inside the enterprise talk about something that's coming or something that's happening, we're executing on those things. We talked about enhanced logistics around the world. We've done that. We've closed warehouses and we've moved warehouses into other parts of countries where it's more efficient, more effective, and faster operation, better experience for our customers, our distribution partners, and just everyone. And that's working out awesome. Call center to improve the Organo experience, customer service, global relationship management. And Shannon Hewitson runs that global relationship management group at Organo. She is doing beyond a fantastic job. Class A gal and doing a really nice job across the board globally with the relationship management aspects of the business. That's a multifaceted thing. Relationship management. I mean, think about it. How many relationships are you in your life at one level or another? And then how many facets just does each individual relationship have? So now, wow, it's a multifaceted environment with multifaceted individual constituent relationships. It's a big job, and they're doing a fabulous job of it. So we want to give them as much support and as much care and as much support as they need to continue to improve that Organo experience. The next thing I will tell you is some of the verticals, like the BU, beauty and cosmetics is the vertical. The category with BU is skincare. Skincare. Well, there are some other skincare products. I have them here. I've actually put them on today, and I enjoyed it. I like them. I like them a lot. I think everybody's going to like them a lot. Three new products will be coming out in the not too distant future. I can't say days, not weeks. I can't even say weeks, not months, but I can tell you it's going to be a couple months, a few months before they actually hit the inventory. And we've got just constant newness around the business, new people, new markets. Our Frontier Markets group is something that is coming right along and being headed up by Leonard Chin, who's doing a great job there in frontier markets around the world. Those are markets where the company cannot, for whatever reason, engage in the direct selling type business. In other words, it's prohibited, it's not legal, or whatever the reason might be. And but that doesn't mean we don't want to be in business there, because things can change in those markets. And why should we leave revenue? Why should we leave money on the table, as they say? So we don't. And we have a Frontier Markets group, and some of the interesting things. I mean, we're talking bicycle kiosks. And by the way, the Latin American markets, the Latin American region, I love those people. Talk about kiosks and bicycles and motorcycles, and so innovative and so committed to their own success, and to making sure they get the products out to customers, and they get those specialty brewed beverages in people's bodies. It's awesome. It's an awesome experience. I saw some, you know what a golf bag looks like? Think of a golf bag on wheels, about that size, but round, and somebody pushing that and stopping, setting up shop, selling cups of coffees and teas, called OG to go, OG to go. It's awesome. And it's creative and it's innovative, and I love it. And congratulations. And if you're watching on here, all you people that are doing those things in these markets, I think it's fantastic. Keep it up, and you'll constantly have our support to help you grow your businesses in ways that you need to. Since you can't get together in big groups and you can't get together at the pickup centers, these people have gone out and they've created their own way of getting products in people's hands, which I think is terrific. And it's because they were thinking, and it's because they were committed to their success. So that pretty much summarizes where we are as far as the ecosystem and the enterprise is concerned, the corporation is concerned, I should say. But, you know, I've got these blue sheets that I get every week over here. And these are people, I'm going to just make some announcements here. These are people that are doing fantastic things at Organo, distribution partners that are doing fantastic things at Organo. And I also like to give a shout out every now and again to some people inside the enterprise that are doing great. And I do have a couple of those this week as well, looks like. Yeah. But from the distribution partner perspective, we have this Ahmed Rashid Rumana, and strong new sapphire, always requalified. And I think this is an interesting, well, I mean, I should say, I know this is a very interesting story. And I know it's worthy of a little extra time here today on this call. And I know that because I believe that this particular person has done a lot in a very relatively small amount of time. And, you know, we've had many people that do these kinds of things, but when it happens, it really deserves, I guess, a little extra special credit, because this is not a super easy business. It's a simple business, but it's a business and it takes work. And I'll tell you what, I think that those people that are doing great things across the board very quickly, from when they first get in the business or whatever, they first start their Organo experience, it's terrific, and they move fast, and that's great. However, it also is, there are some people that get in, that have been in the business a long time, and I think that they stay the course and they continue to build and build and build, and that consistency, that consistent pattern, those incremental wins, incremental gains, they add up too, and they become big. But this particular person that I'm talking about right now, Ruma, is really someone that she's just taken it to a whole nother level, like other people do. She's not exclusively alone. We have people that are doing this, and they show up and they get my attention, like, wow, how's that happening? But here you have someone, Ruma, in South Africa, who really um, is now a new Ruby. Is now a new Ruby here in August, in just 20 days, and will have achieved the third level of the global growth bonus. Again, if you will position your business, if your new distribution partners will position their businesses to achieve the global growth bonus, they will automatically have the construct, the position, the structure in place correctly to advance rapidly and stabilize at Sapphire, move on to Ruby and Emerald, stable all along the way, because they'll have the people in their organization doing the same thing. This is the story of Ruma, who's doing so wonderfully there. And I'll tell you, Ruma maps up through a series of very well-heeled South African leaders, and these people are terrific. I can promise you they're terrific. I've met with them personally in Johannesburg, and they're terrific. And then mapping beyond that all the way up to the higher levels of organo leadership, Ricardo Bonato, who is one of Organo's top tier distribution partner leaders out there in Europe, is again, it's just he's a great leader, and he's doing all the right things to make his business happen. Has he had some positive breaks, some things break positive in his career at Organo for his benefit? And the sun, came in and shined upon him. Yes, of course. We all have that in business. Has he had his downs and his dips in his business when the sun did not shine upon him? Yes, of course he has, right? But I'll tell you what, one thing he's done is he's maintained that consistent pattern of revenue producing activities. He's always taken a leadership role. And even when times have been tough for him, my experience in working with him has been that he always comes out the other side in a professional, mature way, and he always tends to move the business forward. He believes that no matter what the outcome of any circumstance, the only thing he can do is control what he can do. He knows he can control himself, and he takes the next step forward towards his objectives. That's an awesome way to think about things, if you think about it, folks. If you really think about it, it relates to everybody on this right now. It relates to every single one of you. So no matter what, move forward. And here we have in South Africa, sapphires and rubies and emeralds, and all of these new rank advancements. But what that really means is there's a lot of people who are aggressively, successfully applying some simple principles that activity creates productivity, and productivity creates liquidity, and they're engaged in the correct types of activity. So, Ruma, congratulations. Thank you for everything that you do. I know you're brand new here, 3 months as an Organo distribution partner, but I look forward to getting to meet you in person very soon. I look forward to talking to you on the phone in the next couple of days. We also have in Winter Haven, Florida, we have a new VIP named Anna Sanchez. And this is interesting because she took advantage of the promo pack, and she started getting that out there, and she just very quickly achieved the VIP rank, and all of her numbers were looking quite good. It's looking at these things up front now early on at that VIP level and saying, oh, okay, this gal right here, Anna Sanchez, she could be a next sapphire in the business very soon if she just continues to do what she's doing, and she cranks it up just a little bit more. Boy, I tell you, doing the right things. And she's in Winter Haven in Florida in the United States. And that's like a COVID hotbed, Florida. I mean, there's a lot of COVID in Florida, but hasn't stopped Anna, looks like. Ahmed Barber. Ahmed Barber advanced to platinum in July. And again, here you have someone in the UK, Ahmed Barber in the UK, doing the correct activities and enough of them to rank advance, become a platinum consultant, and is now moving forward. Clearly going to continue to rank advance if he stays the course here. Then we've got a gal, Megan Lindquist, a brand new Sapphire, I think, and she maps up to Emily Morrow. Here we have those great teams again. So this is all just terrific stuff, folks. And Emily Morrow is fantastic. This whole team, Megan Lindquist, Emil Morrow, I'm sorry. I have the name spelled two different ways here. Anyway, if you're Emil, great. If you're Emily, awesome. I see your name popping up a lot on my blue sheets. So whatever you're doing a great job, and thank you. And these people are retail masters. I mean, they are retail masters. They have retail customers like crazy. And I'm really appreciative of this. We've got Fabiola Sinico, and this is interesting. And here we've got, a 72-star achiever in August. This month, 72-star achiever. Very profitable, positively impressed in the business, and continues to drive this. 50 years old, and he continues to drive the business with the teas, the coffees, the latte, the chocolate. And again, this is all happening, and this is a person is Fabiola is in Italy and doing great things in around Europe and in Italy. So what's that mean? 72-star achiever means a lot. And then we have this superstar achiever, and then we have et cetera, et cetera. So there are a lot of people at Organo who are achieving these kinds of results. Fabio had no idea how to be in business, had no idea about this business, never knew about direct selling or networking or any of that. But he was so positively impressed by the impression the person left with him, because it gave him a great Organo experience, that Fabio was willing, and more than willing, enthusiastic about getting his shot. And he took it, and he's done well, and he's a 72-star achiever. So just think about that, folks. That's a big deal. If you don't know what that means, get with your organizational leadership, and they'll give you some details on what that means. And then one other thing I will tell you about the Star Achiever program, it's been upgraded. Doesn't mean you need to change anything. Same consistent pattern of activities as it's always been and you've always had, but it's improved, and it's going to be new and improved. And you're going to see that in the coming weeks, not months. So now, that said, I have two other people I want to give a shout out to here in this call for their. It's really, I mean, I expect a lot from everybody inside the enterprise. All the executives, I expect a lot from them, and they all know it. And they know we invest a tremendous amount of time and energy and effort on Zooms and phone calls and everything else. But they show up, and they show up in sometimes I just get surprised, that I'm so happy that everybody is pulls together like they do at Organo in the executive teams, and it's a very good thing, because it could be quite opposite, especially since most countries around the world are all still working remotely. People are working remotely from home, but again, have adapted terrifically to that. So I'm very proud of all of them. But this week, I wanted to kind of spotlight a couple of people um, inside the enterprise that have gone above and beyond in the last week, since last week's Monday chairman's call here. And the first one is somebody I like these behind the scenes people, because they don't hardly get much credit for the things that they do. But this person has been with Organo for a long time, and he really has made my life a lot easier in the ASEAN region when it comes to audits and financial matters. His name is Sam Avila. And Sam is a corporate controller, behind the scenes financial guy, but doing a great job with all the audits in the countries around the world. And he's quite committed. He's spot on when it comes to, he says he's going to have something for me to look at on a Tuesday, and you better believe I'll have it Monday or Tuesday, but I'll have it by when he says. And Sam, I really appreciate everything you do. You do for the business out there. Another person that's a little bit out, she's out there, but she's not. She's, if you've been around a long time, you've heard of her, you know her probably. But if you're new, maybe not, because she's been working really hard, keeping things going well over in the Philippines for Organo, and her name is Tims Bautista. I had the pleasure of meeting the entire Bautista family when I went to the Philippines a couple of times, and I will tell you, fantastic family, smart family, and Mr. and Mrs. Bautista. Mrs. Bautista, Lilia, helped start Organo. She helped found the business basically with Bernie Chua, the very beginning genesis of the company when it was an idea. And Mr. Bautista, her husband, fantastic guy, smart businessman. The family itself is very well established as a business family in the Philippines. And Tim's is their daughter, and she has really made the difference along with their family. But Tim's, from a day-to-day perspective, has done terrific things for Organo. And so I just want to shout out to her, because she is really keeping it together during COVID. The Philippines, it goes up, it goes down with this COVID. They're okay. It looks like they might go poof, then they get into this massive problem. And they've really been impacted in a hard way in the Philippines. So those of you that know Tim's and the Bautistas, give them a shout out and tell them thank you for everything they do, because they do a lot, and they deserve that. They deserve that thank you from all of us. And Sam Avila, you deserve a thank you from all of us as well. Very much appreciate everything that you do over there in Asia. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for everything you do. Go forward, be kind. Find someone you can have a positive effect on, and then have a positive effect on them. Show them, help people understand that there's probably more inside them than they even know. And through Organo, they can express that greatness if they understand the Organo experience. And they are ready if their timing is right. This business is about leverage, it's about opportunity, and it's about timing. And those things have to kind of come into play. Then that person, where the timing is right for the opportunity and the Organo experience, and they're ready to leverage their time in new and unique and interesting ways, then they can start engaging in those daily revenue producing activities that will create the productivity and give them new supplemental liquidity through the program. And for all of you customers out there, thank you very much again. Very much appreciate you. Everybody go forward. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.